In a world with many similarities to our own, there lies two planets that are both experiencing societal turmoil. One of them, the planet Remus, there lies a town named Hazel that is on the outskirts of one of the busiest cities on the planet. While society is strained with cultural change, in this town, there are beings that no one has seen and struggle not to be found as time goes on. The following is the story of some of the people who end up finding them through no fault of their own. This is Hazeltown Story. Alright, welcome back to another session of Hazeltown Story. We're getting close to the end of this session. I don't know if this will be the last one, but we are getting close to it. But we are not there yet, so we need to go ahead and do the thing. So, let's go ahead and start with everyone introducing themselves.
Hi, I'm Carnival.
I am, of course, Deathmaster 780.
And at the end of the day, I'm still TorpidTypist.
All right. So, before we start, who wants to cover what we did last time?
Me.
All right.
So yeah, last time we went and interviewed a couple more people about Elysium. Victor Nivens was one of the Centauri guys who went and got the thing. And he told us that he gave it to one Salem, who was a member of Cassiopeia. Then we talked to Salem, who said that their roommate took it. And they decided to do nothing about that, apparently. Said roommate Elliot took it to some friend at some place outside of the city, which is where we are now. And said place has been taken over by some group. We don't know who yet. And that's where we ended.
So, we all here are in front of this complex, which I forgot what the name was, but effectively it is, I believe it was a computer machine shop. Effectively, like it was something that no,
wasn't
I
it?
think it was a textile thing. I
Yeah.
believe
Yeah, it was a textile place.
The person was originally a textile, and then they're using it for building computer stuff.
Don't they also have forced labor?
So what I believe it was Elmis and their drones kind of went in and looked and saw that there are some people being held at gunpoint doing stuff. So whether or not the place originally was forced labor or it's just being used for it now is not sure. But there is definitely people being forced to do stuff that they don't want to do.
Oh yeah, I forgot
The
to
forced
mention,
labor. What's up?
I forgot to mention, besides the three of us, Ash, a couple of Libra people, and Elliot are also here with us.
Yes. So, you three are looking at a map, which I'm going to try and explain again, hopefully to kind of make myself remember what this was. So, this complex is kind of like in the side of a hill. It is almost entirely underground. There is one entrance, which you are in front of. Inside of the room, there's a set of doors that lead into what is effectively a lobby area, which then has two sides or two doors on either side, or flanking a desk, which then leads into a conference-style room, which has windows that are overlook effectively the large work area. The building also has, or the conference room also has two hallways on either side, which then lead to a small hallway that has stairs going down, and then a little bit further on there are some office areas. Although you haven't really explored them yet, you look like they kind of, from what you see, they're dark, but they look like they kind of would go to office areas.
And what are the X's?
So that is where Ash's two snipers are effectively located.
And the white X's?
So the white X's are basically these X's right here Going down the stairs to the open floor, from what you can see of from the area that you see from the windows, the two X's that are closest to you are two people that are armed, that are basically covering two little workstations that has three people each working on it. It basically has they're working on something. You can't exactly tell what it is from what you have, but you can tell that there's like three people working on each station. You also cannot really see to the left and to the right of that open area, but you can kind of see that it goes a little bit more.
All right.
So that is where you figured out, and now you get to do what you want to do in order to resolve this situation.
Obviously, murder.
But yes, but how are you going to murder?
Bobby will turn to Elmeth and says, "All right, can you send your drone back out again?"
Sure. I'm guessing just where the two people standing guard are.
Yeah, it's just planned it somewhere where you've got a constant view of those guys.
I'm guessing that doesn't need a roll then, right, Lolo?
So how are you? So are you basically from? So where are you right now, or where
We're
is the drone
outside.
right now?
Wherever Elmis is, that's where the drone is.
So I figured you all would be like out here still, maybe
that's
like inside a little bit.
Yeah, that's where I figured we were.
So it really depends upon where you want to place it.
So I was thinking putting it like at the corner of the hall, so I could just have the view of that way, or the corner where I could see both of them, but also see a little bit into the stairs.
So if you are going to get it into any spot where they can see it, that I will need to action roll. Like if you want to like put it like right here, that can overlook the windows as well.
Okay, yeah.
That's probably safer. That I probably wouldn't need you to action roll.
Okay, that's fine, because I forgot. I wasn't sure if that was a door or a window, so.
So right here, this right here is all like it's all a window.
Okay, then yeah, the drone will go right there.
I should also mention a window that can pop out. So if you do need to get it to like go out, you don't have to like break it, although doing that would be noticeable.
Yep, that makes sense. So then yeah, I'll put the drone right there at the window.
Okay. It's like on a shelf or something. Okay, so that is you have a view effectively of kind of this area that you see right up here. Patrick, good night. Okay, I can't really do a box. Okay. So, with that, what else? So, if I remember correctly, your team it's going to be effectively three of you because Ash is staying with his their snipers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the three of us going down while the snipers cover us.
Okay.
And
All right.
Ash is staying behind with Elliot.
Okay. So,
just quick, can you mark where the doors are in this place?
Sure. Let me remember
like,
how.
Use like a different color and draw the lines there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to remember how drawing in this thing works as well. Okay, I'm gonna use. I'll use green. I hope this is how this works. That's not exactly what I wanted. That's a white line with a green. Why is that even a function? I don't know. But so that leads down out there. This leads out there. Let's say this leads here. Also, no architect. I'm just simply marking where doors are. Further down this way. Further down this way. I'll just finish off this hallway. And as far as you know, that's where the doors you have encountered so far are.
All right. What does Elma see for their drones at the moment?
Naturally, I'll do this. Okay. Elma sees still the two people out there. So the two people right here. Oh, I guess you can't. There and there. And you see, it's basically you see what you had so far.
All right, so nothing's changed. All right. I'm going to draw this on the map, but proposal is we go this way down into the room so we can sneak up behind them.
Okay.
That fine with you guys?
Fine
Sure.
for me.
Okay. So, I guess up until you get to that door, so I take it you all just kind of get to the door right here. At that point, once you're actually at the door, then your moves are going to be more. Gonna have to roll for them.
All right. Bobby whispers back to Elmas. Just give one of us a tap on the shoulder if they start moving or looking this way.
Will do.
Actually, can I do this? Just so it's easier for me to, and just for sake of, can I do this? Okay. So, Aravia, Bobby, and Elmas are by the door, which I just realized I could have made a token, but whatever.
That's what I'm gonna say.
All right. So, what you want to do?
Bobby will say to Ravia, if I take the one that's further out, can you sneak up behind the one that's closer to us? Take him out?
Fine, sneak.
Just do what you have to do. Can you do it?
Yeah, sure, I can do it.
Glad to hear it.
Okay. Good.
Quick question: in terms of environment, what am I looking at here?
Okay, so you are looking at basically you're effectively working at a large shop room floor. It is like a concrete floor. There is a pile of this little white blob right here of scribbles is effectively discarded textile equipment. Like there's like a tarp with some things that they can work on. It is pretty flat.
Okay, I was just wondering if there's anything I could pick up on the way over.
Not they can tell because it is basically just what is needed is at the place, so there's not a lot of discarded parts.
Or even like chairs or something.
Let's see. They're probably both are sitting on one. I would imagine there would have to be like something that like lines this area right here.
Good. Okay.
I will also say just because it will be a freebie because it's just something that won't be. As you kind of get out the door, you can kind of tell that there is doors on the side of the wall there that looks like the area underneath that looks like there would be a room underneath where the conference room would be.
I just need to know about the chairs, really.
Yes, you have an improvised weapon.
Okay. Let me know whenever you're good to go.
Okay,
yeah, just double check. From where I am, do I have a clear line of sight to the guy over here?
Yes, I'm gonna see. Can I remove these? Here, so I don't think these are actually doing anything. There we go. Let's see. Can I do? Okay, which one's the ruler? Yeah, I just want to do this just so I can showcase. Like from there to there, that would be a that would be a clear line of sight.
All right, so basically Bobby's going to line up to take the shot, but wait for Arabi to get into position.
Yeah, and I would also say just for mechanic's sake, judging by the size of the room, I mean at most it would be medium, but I'm pretty certain I wouldn't worry about it with what you're using.
Yeah, Bobby's got his FAL, which is long range.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Whereas I get to come into the ring with a foreign object.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll do the opener then.
Just also putting it out there just so we can remember that we have the mechanics there. Do you want to do this as a group action or do you want to do this individually?
How would taking down 2 work as a group action?
I guess
at best
technically
that would be like a take them both out before they can do anything kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess that would technically. Well, actually, let's just do it as a single thing. Aravia, you would want to sneak up and strike. So there is going to be a slight element of stealth to this to get behind them. Because from what I gather, your plan is to have Aravia get right behind the guy, and then once Aravia is in position, then you're going to, I would assume, kind of go out from right here and then take the shot from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the shot from the doorway.
Okay. All right. Aravia, go ahead, and how are you going to action roll that?
I guess if do you want me to roll the stealth separately then? Because if so, I could do a maneuver roll.
I'm just trying to think, because, actually, Carnival, I'll ask you. Should I include this? Because what I would assume is, you would do one action roll, and depending upon what action picked, you would, change what the, effect is, wouldn't it? Or, like, the stance?
Either the position or effect, because like Torpid chooses which stat to roll here, so which rating, the action rating. So if
Yeah, because
Torpid wants to focus just directly on getting the hit, that would be the strike, and you would set the position on that. Or if the focus is on keeping it quiet, that would be the maneuver, and you would.
so, like, because here's what I was thinking, is effectively, if you want to do a raw strike, your effect is going to be, because you are going to get the jump on them, but your effect is or your position is going to be, at least risky, if not desperate, because I would say risky, because you're going in there and you're probably not going to be a little stuffy. But if you tried to do, like, say, a maneuver, then I would assume maybe your effect would be reduced.
Yeah. Or you would have, but it'd have a more controlled position because you're going in with a more measured stance.
What I'm hearing is I'm doing strike.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But
Okay.
look, we gotta make sure we explain the mechanics to the listeners at home.
Okay, so what is my position?
So your position's going to be, since you really haven't done anything yet, and I'd assume that it's going to be risky,
Okay.
because it can't quite be desperate yet because you haven't been found.
What is the effect?
The effect is going to be, the effect's going to be, since you're catching him off guard and your thing is just to smash his skull in, the effect's going to be great.
Okay. Even if it was standard, it was going to be great anyway.
Yeah, now it's great, but it's you get it for satisfaction.
Okay, either way though. So let's see. That is an unholy number of dice is what that is. Because I get additional strike boost from athletic training on top of an additional 1d when for anything's a weapon. So yeah, that's gonna be nice.
Okay. 6-2. Okay, that's 6-2-2-3-5-1. So you do succeed.
Hell
Amazing.
yeah.
And you do in fact get behind the person with the chair who is looking, and you do strike them down, and they are now no longer of this mortal coil.
All right. But yeah, the exact moment that Aravia strikes, Bobby shoots the other guy.
Okay. You've got one thing there. So your aim,
Yes, it's aim.
is going to be, your position right now is going to be controlled, because if any attention is brought, it is to the very loud crack of skull in chair. That's going to cause this person's attention. So your position is going to be controlled, or
Mm-hmm.
and your effect is going to be, I would say your effect's going to be great.
All right. How much dice do I get? Oh, and just to mention this, Bobby has a suppression break on the FAL
Okay.
in case noise comes into it. Yep, just 4. All right.
2-6-5-1. So that is a success. So this person also is no longer of this mortal coil. That being said, now that you've done that, the two people are now no longer in the picture. What this causes, in the immediate thing of that, is the people who are working there are just kind of stunned. they're just kind of standing there at the moment because they don't know what just happened.
Ravi just looks at them, chair still in hand, just gives them a grin and a thumbs up.
Bobby will stride into the room, smiling at the folks and say, "Good evening. Can you all point me to your boss?"
Um, uh, at that, I'll just say like the people over here effectively are looking at you like, they kind of point to the room that's underneath the uh, they kind of point to the room that is kind of underneath that would be underneath the conference room, but they also kind of look at you like, also, um, they effectively also base point. They kind of just go is like in there, um, uh, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Um,
How
they,
frightened are they of Moravia?
uh, I would not. So what because I'm trying to. I would say that they're saying this, they're starting to move, effectively going towards that door, but they are pointing towards this direction, towards a little bit down further that you couldn't see.
Okay, well, they're trying to book it.
While they're trying to book it. So these guys right here are effective. Whoops. These guys right here. Okay, you know what? That little section.
Oh no, you killed them.
So they effectively are running out, but they are pointing in this direction, or like particularly to you, saying like, they're saying like effectively, like, don't stay on the open, get behind the textile thing, or get behind the machinery, as they hoof it. And these people are staying still. So,
Okay.
So, Bobby
Oh.
Bobby says, "Thank you. You may go." Before turning back to Elmis and saying, "You find out what's going on over in that corner?"
Yeah, I'm sending the drone now. So let's send the drone over that corner that they were pointing to.
Ravi is, in the meantime, is just gonna chill out behind the pile of debris.
Okay. So you kind of position yourself right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So as the little drone goes from here, kind of piddles on down to, are you gonna have it like go like down this way and then like through that door, or?
If it's still here, I'll just walk through that way and walk through here, and then get to this side. Then
Okay.
might as well cross less open space. That's
Okay. So this little area down here, I'll say that there's like a little dividing right here. Down this area right here, there's like uh a little extra workspace right here. And unfortunately, I kind of literally drew myself into a corner.
Eh.
Um,
Do you make the map larger?
that's what I was wondering. Oh, do I do it for here? Oh, I think I can do this. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I took it. I can't just delete this section. Damn it. So a little bit further down here, I'll draw it like this. A little bit further down here, this area is open, or ignore the line there. You see two more armed people. Actually, I won't use it. At level 20. I'll use this. It's technically still red, but it's not as vibrant. Okay.
I'm not gonna use tokens for the guys.
That would make sense. And I actually don't think I have like generic enemy token. Wait,
Yeah,
what am I talking about? I do. I made them, and they look garbage. But
As they should.
as I keep forgetting that this is just a normal map, because I have these. Oh,
Oh, look at this pack of jerks.
All right, Bobby, I've got visual on two more people.
All right, Bobby will pass that along to Aravia via hand signs.
Ravi just gives a thumbs up.
Are they armed, or are they just?
they are armed.
Okay, yeah, just clarifying that. Yeah, they are armed. Two more people.
Which direction are they looking in?
They are now heading towards. They're now like heading towards the corpse of their friend that is just laying, or the corpse of their friends that are just laying there.
Looking
Hell
alarmed
yeah.
as hell, I'm guessing.
What was that?
Looking alarmed as hell, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I'm perfectly poised to strike.
Yeah, Bobby's going to get down in the doorway. Step in position so like the moment one of them comes into sight, you'll blow him away.
You actually would have line of sight from there to there. If you were just like right here, you would have like there's nothing that's currently blocking your path.
But either way, still gonna wait for them to get closer
Okay.
for Aravia.
Okay, so but you
Literally
all-
just sitting here in the corner, chair overhead, poised to strike.
Okay, so they are currently heading towards this direction. I'll kind of say I kind of say they'll stay here. That being said, he's like checking where the other person was. That being said, this guy right here that's up top, that's looking at there, is now looking rather angry at the three people here.
All right.
Oops.
I have a question about set up. One of the action things up at the top of the sheets here.
Yep.
Could
Um,
I do that for when I'm shooting one of these guys? Like give Torpid a better outcome on the strike roll.
I think setup means that it's basically just you do an action via sending or spending a stress that gives the other player a dice roll advantage, I believe.
Let me double check. I don't think you need to spend stress for a setup. It would be like
It doesn't mention anything about stress.
Okay, because I thought there was a price to it, but
Like all the other ones mention stress if it costs stress.
let me just double check.
yeah.
You
Doesn't cause stress. I'm looking at the mechanics guide now.
may form an action that leads. Okay, so is it performing just an action?
Yes, it's just
So in theory, actually, what we just did with shooting the guy or Aravia hitting the thing was setting up Bobby.
in theory, yes.
Okay.
But it's just explicitly saying that the goal of what you want out of the action is to, instead of like push a clock, it would be to give another player an increase another player's opportunity.
Okay.
So the way I was thinking it would be like to shoot the lower guy. That way the upper guy looks in that direction and gives Aravia time to close the gap without being shot at.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was
go
hoping
ahead.
he'd come to check the body, but apparently
Well, he's currently checking this body, the one that had its head shot off.
And getting angry at the hostages.
Of like what the hell did happen?
which, to be fair, they didn't have a good angle to see what happened to the one where I am.
Dots in the field, and it's annoying. All right. So,
Make it a name roll.
okay. So, for my which one are you aiming at? The lower one?
The lower guy.
Okay. Since they don't currently know exactly where you are, your position right now is controlled, and your effect is going to be they're currently moving a little bit, like they're not exactly just staying still. So your effect is, granted, it's also not that long a distance of a shot, so your effect's going to be normal.
In that case, it's going to be great.
Okay.
That's a 4. No,
Okay,
that's a 4.
3-6-3-2, or was it 3-6-3-2? So that is a full success. You managed to take a shot that hits them square in the chest, which knocks them dead instantly. So that one is now dead.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame.
Bobby does in fact give love a bad name.
He really does.
7 ex-husbands.
So he falls to the ground, and the person was fairly close to it, so even the suppression, even if they didn't hear that, they definitely heard the impact and likely groan of someone having their heart bisected. So this person definitely noticed that and is, in a bit of a state of what just happened.
Well, that's fine. The whole point was to set it up so they weren't looking at Aravia.
Okay.
Waiting for him to move.
Well, unfortunately for you, he is just going to his response to that is to get behind cover right next to the hostages. And Bobby, you both lose line of sight of them. And I just realized that these two do not have any way of communicating. Um, let's just say for funsies, I am giving you a flashback because this kind of would make sense for him to do. But there was let's just say you had like a walkie-talkie system because that feels like that's something that would happen. Of which you get does like he's behind something I can't quite see him yet.
Are you stalking right now?
The sniper right here.
All right.
Oh, right. There's snipers up top.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Fine.
all's in your
I'm
corner,
safe
Aravia.
here. I'm safe here behind the pile of parts. This is my home now.
You're safe here. Both. See, here's the problem. Everyone is safe in their current location except these three bastards right here. You currently don't know who they are, but also, what is your next move?
I'll rush the guy on the ground if you handle the sniper.
Snipers are friendly.
Yeah, the snipers are friendly.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll just rush him.
Okay. I would say if you like rush them, the way that they are positioned, they are, they don't know where you're at, so they don't have any reason to believe that there is someone from there. So, I take it you would, so what action roll did you want to do just for the sake of?
Probably strike, but if you want, I could roll maneuver for this because of the nature of it.
I will say just give your options for either maneuver or there. If you bum rush them or him, they might hear you and in reaction might do something about that. So your position is going to be risky. But if you stealth it, your effect is going to be, or your position is going to be controlled. And I'll say your effect probably would be great because it's at least your effect is going to be great if you maneuver. I'm actually thinking about your position might still be risky. But if you just strike, it's actually really a horse of peace. It's actually kind of the thing more about it is what could potentially go wrong.
You know what? I'm in it to win it. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Let's go with strike.
Okay. Your effects or your position is going to be risky, and your effect's going to be great.
Chair, my friend, take me to victory.
I don't have a reason to make it limited, and therefore it's going to be great.
Yep. So risky, you said?
Yeah, it's going to be risky.
Be great. With 6 dice, baby.
High roller.
Okay, 2, 5, 5, 1, 6, 2. So that is a success. So you managed to kind of rush over to him, and you bash him with the chair. And they also leave this mortal coil.
This poor dented to shit chair.
I will also say, for this case, especially with the rushing, that makes a very notable thwack. And is at this point, I will say at this point, anywhere in this facility that you at least can see is definitely known that there is something going on.
That's fine. They can come at me, motherfuckers. You know what though? Can I also just no. I can do that later. I was gonna say, can I cast Natural Barrier? But
we could just say you do that after, like, once someone else does something, then I'll let you do that. So okay, you have thwacked the guy, and in looking over this corner, you don't see anything immediately. the other three people.
Aravia just has this guilty look on her face, like, oops.
The other three there are kind of absolutely in shock because there's just been a lot of dead people that just kind of came from people who they have no clue who they are.
Aravia just waves daintily at them.
Um,
Just gives them like a little signal pointing to the door.
okay. With that, these three now hoof it. They're no longer in play.
They have flown the coop.
All right. At this point, Bobby will head into the room, head over to one of the bodies, and start searching it.
Okay. So I'll take it you're gonna go like maybe right here.
Yeah, sure. Go to the first one. I got screened by Aravia.
Why don't you? I'll do it like this. How about if you just wanted to do a cursory glance, you don't find anything.
No,
but
he's
if
going to do pat down.
Or let's see. Hold on. Let me just double check what the mechanics are. Pat down. Wait, is that an ability, or are you just gonna pat them down?
I'm just patting them down.
Okay, I just wanted to double check. There wasn't a mechanic. I forgot. You don't find anything. Like you might find like a magazine or two for the weapon, but it's like these guys were not packing anything really on them. Certainly no identifying documents.
All right. Well, we still have no clue who these guys are, what they're doing here. But yeah, he whips out the walkie-talkie and says, all right, bring the kid down.
Okay. So they come into like the area with them or with you all.
Bobby looks at Ellie and says, all right, kid. Do you know where your friend was keeping the Elysium?
He says, I'm like, yeah, it's in his office, and he points to this direction.
Well, then that's where we'll go. You wait here.
Yeah, Elvis
go into the
is gonna keep the drone out just in case anyone keep an eye out for anyone else coming by.
Okay. So I take it you're just like having it like maybe like right here, just kind of looking.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, I should also mention these doors right here are closed at the moment. These doors right here. You can see that there would be like a window like right here, but the blinds are down.
All right, Bobby's going to stand next to the door and try to listen for noises on the inside, and I will do an investigate roll for that.
Okay. I will say right now your effect is, I take it you're just like, you're barely like just maybe to the side of the door. You're just listening.
Yes, he's not standing in front of the door. He's standing beside it, where he's not going to get shot by anyone inside.
Okay, so your position is going to be controlled then. Your effect is going to be, since there really isn't a whole lot of other noise, your effect's going to be, I'm still going to say it's normal.
All right. Does Saboteur count for this?
Let me double check.
That's under the
passive. When using investigate to gain intel on a rival organization, or sabotage to hinder plans of a rival. I would say no, because you're not necessarily trying to eavesdrop on like any like information that would be like crucial to the organization. You are just listening to see if there's any noise.
All right.
So I would not say it fits the spirit of the ability.
5 and a 2.
5 and a 2. So it's a mixed success. I will say this: you hear something.
Are the workstations still down there where the people are being held? Because I want to investigate those.
Okay. That you can. The workstations are still there. Let me just double check your thing. So just want to
see, because I don't know if these are. I know this where I can where I know this thus gives me the increased speed and detail.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was wondering if you had something. I just want to check to see if any of these. Okay, so I will say this. If you go and investigate that, you do trigger Fell into the Dark Web.
All right, let's go.
So go ahead and roll your investigate.
It is 2. Control
It's controlled. It's controlled. Your effect's going to be. I would say actually your effect's going to be great because they just left
Okay.
it where they were.
6 and
Okay,
a 3.
3 and a 6. So before I give you your answer of what your thing was, you get a choice of: do you want to answer the question, what can this be used for, or does this pose a danger?
What do you guys think? I'm thinking the first one seems more useful right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can this be used for?
What you can tell from the parts that you see strewn about, you can see that parts are just kind of laying there, and you notice a whole lot of things that look like limbs. And as you kind of are piecing it together, you can tell that they were making androids. And just to say, you said, what can this be used for?
Yes.
But you can also tell is that there are what looks to be little. They're not complete by any means, but there are. You notice that there are a almost looks like a microscope slide rack of little tiny chips that have little bits of rock in them.
Around here, we found it. We found it.
Found what?
Just very takes one of the microchips and well, and shows Ravi. It's like this has got a little tiny bit of rock in it, and given the context, this is probably a Sylph colony piece.
As you see, as Aravia click closer, the screams start to yell louder. Not really though.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna need to gather these all up after this, but that's ass.
Yeah, this is bad.
Bobby will turn to Elliot, give him a serious look, and says, "What exactly were you and your friend doing here?"
We were investigating. Like he said that he wanted to like maybe use some of the materials that he had to kind of study Elysium.
Study.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it in like he kind of sees that what you found and is like, yeah, we wanted to keep it in one piece. So I like he kind of goes over to look and is like, we didn't want to like break it up and to put it into anything. We wanted to keep it at one piece. It's much more, informative that way.
Oh, it would appear your friend changed his mind about that.
He
I don't know.
kind of
I don't know who these people are, but there's no way they had time to be doing all of this. So a good chance your friend is behind this.
he just kind of looks. He's like, I have no idea who these people. But he kind of looks and is like, I've never seen any of these people before. But it just seems not like him to do that. But
Can I get like a from that? Could I tell like how long this operation's been in the works?
since there is nothing even close to done, you would say at most maybe like a week.
This has been, like, from what I can tell from everything here, this operation's only been up for a week. When did this thing go missing again? Like a month ago?
I think it was like at least a month.
Because like getting all this stuff together, like unless your friend was a high roller secretly, this seems like something someone else is doing.
But presumably these guys, but still.
Also, quick little aside: do not experiment on living sentient beings. Thank you.
The guy Ellie just kind of looks as like, well, you weren't gonna, you're trying not to, do anything invasive.
Did you ever ask their permission?
Well, they weren't exactly answering our calls.
That's just because you don't know how to talk to them.
That's what we were trying to find out.
It's not hard. I do it all the time.
Ravia, we've been over this. Only you are the only person who hear them.
I think y'all are just stupid.
Bobby just shakes his head and then turns to Ash, who I assume is also here.
Yes, Ash is also there.
All right, get him out of the way. I heard there's something moving in that office over there. We got to go to work.
Ash kind of grabs Elliot by the arm, and then they look up and he does like a signal to get the get the two snipers there down there. And Ash basically says, or like as they kind of come down, he kind of points to the two sides of the thing, the pile, so that there are like basically positioned on either side of this, so that they could get eyes on both doors.
All right, Bobby's gonna head back to the door on the left. Then stand in the position he was in before, and he's not gonna open the door, but he's going to try the knob to see if it's locked or not.
All right. I'm just wondering if that's even action worthy. There, just
I don't know what would be tied to it if it was.
you know what? Yeah. I would say that you kind of jiggle it, and they are not locked.
You gonna try that door or not?
Also,
Oh,
I'm
let
gonna
me-
preemptively do.
Bobby turns to Elmas and like motions for them to send the drone in.
Yep, sending the drone in.
Okay. So you're gonna open. So basically, you want to open the door and basically send the drone in.
Well, how big is the drone? Because could the drone just go underneath the door or something?
I want to say because it was like a spider thing, so I'd imagine it'd be larger than the underneath the most drone.
Yeah, I think it'd be.
So weren't the original drones like just a little smaller than like a basketball?
They
Yeah, I
were
thought they
like
baseball size,
yeah,
right?
they were baseball size, is what I
Mm.
imagined.
Yeah, so they're not going under the door.
All right, then yeah, quickly and slowly open the door so the spider can go in.
Okay. So you opening the door doesn't do anything. However, Elmas, you're gonna have to do an action roll to get it in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna roll interface with that because since we're working with the machine.
I am going to say that since there are only two ways to get into that room, that by just that very nature, if anyone were to look at either of those rooms, you would be noticed. So your position is going to be, I would say that your position actually is going to be, it's at least risky. I will give you this. Are you going to try and do this? How are you going to manipulate the drone to get in? Are you going to just try and sneak in unnoticed, or are you just going to get in there just so you can get as much?
Given I'm trying to get in there.
So are you just like, you're not trying to like be sneaky or anything?
No, because at this point, if the door is only a one-way in or out, it is. We need just someone is going to notice either way. So
Okay, I'm gonna say your position then is gonna be actually desperate.
all right, tied to Mark XP.
Your effect's going to be normal because
465.
465. So I will say this: you slowly open the door, and you basically have it. I'm going to say this. What you're going to have it do is, because you're just trying to get as much information about the room quickly, is it basically goes in and you are just having it haul ass through that room. So whoever's in or anything that's in there knows that it's in there. So I'll give you a quick overview of what's in the room. And this and this. Okay, so oops, that's not what I want. Okay, whatever. So I forget how this works. Okay. From there you can see inside the room, basically, the route that it took is effectively, and I'll quick draw and then remove it, as basically goes effectively that. And that is how you can see inside that room. There are two guys. There is a big desk in the middle of the room that has basically someone behind the desk that someone is now holding them hostage effectively with a gun. Then they have someone else there who is also armed, standing on the opposite end of the desk, who almost shot at the thing but realized that would just be wasting ammo at this point.
Two hostiles, one hostage.
Swollen
How
going,
did
what's
they-
this fucked up looking dog?
How did they react to the robo spiders looping through the room?
So I will actually say this. The person who is not holding the hostage did manage to get a foot down on the thing. It did not break it, but it damaged it. Previous episodes of Hazeltown Story can be found at BeKindRewind.hazel.town or radio.hazel.town. If you would like to know more about the universe and have an interest in video games, you can watch LoloDePuzlo's Journal, our sister show, that can be found at theater.hazel.town or BeKindRewind.hazel.town. If you would like to keep up to date with Lolo, you can follow them at cohost or BlueSky at LoloDePuzlo. There is also a Discord server in which you can potentially catch episodes being recorded live at club.hazel.town. Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. I welcome you to come back for more.